I saw Molly and Conrad, took a swig of water, gave Molly a kiss, and I think I just touched Conrad.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah.
You might
and they
have
had
kissed
this
him, I don't
cute little
remember.
sign.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I like that. Like, thanks for the motivation. Because the next 5 miles was going to be freaking hell running up and down the Hone Bridge. And so, get on the Hone Bridge, and I'm running up this thing. I was jogging by this point. Halfway up, my left calf started freaking cramping. Almost to the point where, like, every time I would push off of it, the muscle would just go weak, push off my toe, weak, just like pull up. And I was like, oh my gosh, like of all times you want to seize up is mile 8.5. Like, come on. So then I knew that there was a camera guy at the top of the Hone because there was a couple people that I saw like in front of me who were like raising their hands like this to like make pose for the photo, you know? So I was like, I just have to look okay for the photo, and then we'll see what happens on the other side. Crested the Hone Bridge. It was actually pretty, you know, because you could see downtown Milwaukee to your right and then Lake Michigan on your left, and you're so high up.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. And then crested over that, and then everything just started breaking down. Ooh, that was a little loud in my ears.
That wasn't right.
I know, it was slower. I took it down like a half beat.
Oh, okay. I was
instead of bow, 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 I was like bow, 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 bow.
Yeah, but it was also like an octave lower.
Yeah, bow, 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 bow.
Okay, no, it wasn't that, but it wasn't right.
How's it going, guys? We are back. Yeah, so today's episode, we're going to do a follow-up from our last episode when I had talked about running a half marathon, the Milwaukee lakefront. So we've got that to dive into today. And we got so much stuff has happened the last couple weeks.
Excuse me.
It's insane. You're welcome for the Dr. Pepper. Oh, yeah. Today's episode, by the way, is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Zero sugar. Jinx, you owe me a boba. You got to say the zero sugar nowadays. People really give a crap about that stuff.
Yeah, that was funny, though.
So, yeah, I did a half marathon. You know what? No, it was a collective effort. We did a half marathon.
I didn't do shit.
We also went up to Door County. That'll be a different episode because we have a lot to talk about without that. And
Okay, just checking you heard that too.
And then we got another card game, guys.
We're going to talk about that at Door County.
Oh, okay. It's a really good one. It's better than the one before.
He's just jumping ahead too much.
We're going to have like part 3, part 4, part 5 of that card game. We have a brave part 2, and that was one of the most listened to episodes. So,
yeah, see?
Yeah, so anyways, let's do a quick check-in because I need to check in with my wife.
We haven't done this in a while.
I know.
Yeah.
How's your physicals?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be too mad about it.
32 weeks pregnant today.
Yeah,
That's
wild.
insane. I counted 8 weeks until our baby's skin.
You had to count it?
No, I did.
Did
I
you
literally legit
count
counted it. Yeah, I counted it.
Babe, there's
8
40
weeks
weeks in a pregnancy. You couldn't do the math?
No, I didn't know we were at 32 weeks. I actually counted how many weeks it was until the due date, and then I deduced that it was 32 weeks.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's wild.
You look good, though.
Yeah, I would say, like, from a physical standpoint, I feel good. Like, this week was a little bit slower for me because I've been, like, hurting more and having, like, more pressure in my lower belly and, like, pelvic area. Is
hurting the right word, or is it more like pressure? Because hurting to me seems like my half marathon calves season hurting. Is that like that?
I don't know. No. Well, sometimes actually, like sometimes it's like kind of sharp in my pelvic area, and like sometimes the cramping is sharp. So it's like, it's definitely uncomfortable. So
for men who have never been pregnant before, and that's probably about 99% of men out there, what would you compare the pain you're feeling at when you're hurting and something a man would have experienced?
Kidney stone, I hear, is like a good
that's pretty
comparison.
bad though. That's bad.
Yeah, so
that's
I wouldn't
like debilitating
say I
pain.
wouldn't say it's like that. Well, sometimes it does like kind of almost double me over, and you're kind of like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "It just needs to pass. Like I'm fine."
Okay.
You know, so like sometimes it is like pretty sharp and pretty intense. Usually it's just like I don't know how to describe it because I don't even know, can't compare it to anything else.
Gotcha.
But it's almost like,
what about a big poop?
I wonder if it's like, well, yeah, I was thinking that, like, you know, like when you have like cramping when you have to poop, but like that's like kind of all over your abdomen, right? Or like, you know, up a little bit farther, and this is all low.
Yeah.
But also like maybe like a Charlie horse, almost kind of like a feeling, you know, like when it just like is tight, tight, and it just like kind of keeps squeezing, and you're trying to be like, wait, no, don't do that.
Yeah,
you know, like
see, I
guess
know
that
what
would
that
be.
is.
I would guess that would be kind of like how it is.
I will
it's
come
like,
back to that.
It's
when
kind
we
of
talk
like
about
soft,
marathon.
and then it's like hard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just like you just kind of start feeling it, and then all of a sudden it's like
That's pretty bad.
slow. Like yeah, that's why I'm saying
That's
it hurts.
insane. That's why
you know?
men don't have babies.
Yeah, like, and like I can't say that it like it's not so much hurt where I'm like, oh, I should like take Tylenol or like I need to do something about this because it like passes, but it's like it's uncomfortable, and I'm just more uncomfortable because it's like just really sore down here. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but from like a physical standpoint, like working out and stuff, like I feel like outside of this week, like I've been able to keep doing things pretty much the same, but this week I'm like I can feel it when I'm lifting heavier weights, and so like I shouldn't be lifting that extent of weight.
Yeah.
Like I need to like just cut it back. So I did a little bit more band work, and
you did the strict press though. Got your max.
I did. Yeah. But I think it's because that wasn't like
pushing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I can't do a lot of squatting right now because I feel like that just
If
puts
you're
a
just
lot
gonna,
of extra
you're just gonna
pressure.
give birth,
Just
doing a friggin' one rep max.
It's a little early.
PR.
Yeah.
Back
I'll do
squat.
that at 38, 39, 40
Yeah,
weeks.
trying to get the baby out.
Yeah.
We should just bring a barbell to the hospital.
They'd be
Hey,
like,
you're just kind of delayed a little bit. You know, just stalled out. Where's the barbell, babe? Let's do some squats right in this room right now.
That'd be wild.
Oh man,
That's funny.
my physicals, I think post marathon, my calves are still tight. I really need to stretch them out.
My calves have been tight too, and I didn't run a marathon like at night. If I like stretch it, like I get
It's
a Charlie
tight,
horse, and I have to like move my foot to like relax it.
I think I need to do a little bit more like just band work and just pull my toes back and just extend my calf because my calves are super tight still.
Yeah.
Legs are feeling good, obviously. You know, I've been able to do like back squats and stuff. I can tell that I may have lost some weight with running because even today when I just got on the treadmill for just to warm up the legs a little bit, I could feel like my belly fat. Just like it wasn't thick, it was like, you know, like
a
loose skin
flubbery.
with fat. Yeah, and it was just like jamming down on my short band. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So maybe I did lose a little bit of fat in my half marathon training, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, that was pretty bad. So physicals are okay. Meals like worked pretty good this week. It wasn't too bad.
I feel like we've done okay, honestly. I mean, we have like our little like indulgences, but like it's not like everything all day, every day, or you know, whatever.
Yeah. Emotions. Your emotionals.
My emotionals.
Your emotionals.
I would say like I'm a 7 or an 8.
Good.
Like, so not bad. I know I had like that one day this week where I was just like, I'm just sad. I'm just gonna cry.
Don't
I think
even
it's
know.
hormones.
Yeah.
Like even just talking about it right now, I could just like cry.
Your eyes are starting to water.
Stupid. I'm
Don't
not,
talk about it.
and I'm like not sad, but
Yeah.
like I think it's hormones. The hormones
be.
are changing.
Definitely.
And it's a little much.
I don't know if like my emotions are like in my emotionals. I'm not emotional. I'm like, I want to say it's like an invisible 8. Cause I'm like,
What does that mean?
meaning like it's not bad. It's not great. I don't really feel emotion, I
Yeah.
guess. That's why I call it an invisible 8.
I gotcha.
Cause I'm not aware of it.
Yeah.
But
Like
when I'm not
like
aware
nothing's
of it,
bothering you
nothing's
really,
bothering
or
me.
nothing's like,
Yeah.
you know, like on your mind, but
No.
you're just like
Just like
maybe kind of just going through the motions
yeah,
lately.
yeah, emotions with the emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Sure.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sure.
Mentals.
Isn't that emotionals? We do this
Oh
every
no,
time.
we forget. Yeah. The spirituals. Non-existent. 0.
Yeah, I mean, like, really.
That's a ghostly 0.
Yeah.
Though we did have those moments this week when we started talking about our dreams, and like my cousin was in my dream, and she was smiling and she was with her family, so it was like really nice to like see that, and just kind of reflect on that.
Yeah.
And you also had some dreams too, kind of a little bit more spiritual. Maybe I think that we like whenever we think about our loved ones who've passed on, I wonder if it's more so like in our dreams.
Yeah.
Like either one of two things, either longing to see them or them trying to see us.
Yeah.
Or like communicate with us. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways.
I wonder if it's a little bit of both, because I feel like you have to be open to seeing them for them to be able to like come see you.
Yeah.
For you to notice them, I mean.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's like maybe a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah. Could be, for sure.
Yeah.
What else did we have? Financials? It was all of them. Mentals. I don't know. Like work. Work's work. Drama.
Yeah.
I know some people listen to this podcast, so I'm just going to put it out there like this.
Get your shit together. No, I'm just kidding.
Together, people.
No, I think that's it. And work is good.
Work is good.
I feel like I'm, getting a grasp of things and
I wish you could tell the story of the guy you just saw today, but I think it might be just a little too much for public exposure, and I think that's HIPAA too. Yeah. But she's got this awesome story.
Well, I guess like I can say that in general we still see, I don't think people realize that we see people who come from jail and things.
People who have been incarcerated,
Yes. And so, I think that's part of it. And, not that this person is not in jail or anything, but, has gotten into trouble. So we see people in all walks of life. And so like, it's really interesting. Sometimes you're curious and really, it doesn't really affect your treatment of them. So it's like, whatever. Like, I was actually talking to a colleague and she's like, I see this person out all the time. They come from jail and they're often late because of the van and transportation and everything. And she's always just like, well, I'm going to see her. It's not, it's not under her control. So like, of course it is what it is. So like, so we see people of all walks of life. And so like, it's just, people, I don't think people realize that like people who are in jail still have to go to the doctor and still have to,
There's not like a freighter clinic.
But she was saying like, I don't know what she did and I don't care what she did, and my person I see was a little bit more open about what they did and what the case was. And it was kind of one of those moments where you're like, I don't know what to say about this. You know, like you're like, he's telling me these things that he did. And you're kind of like, do I want to be in the same room or not?
Yeah. Like, do I need to know this? Am I a witness now?
Yeah. You're like,
am I a suspect?
So sometimes the things get awkward. But like totally changing the subject about patients. The one patient also I had this week that I had to be like, oh, you're on hospice.
Oh, yeah. Like, what do you say to that?
As a reminder, I work in cardiology. And so like half of my patients are young, half of my patients are old and
about to croak.
A nice way to put it, about to croak. And it's not always because of a heart issue, it's other things and whatever. And so this is the first time we're seeing this patient, and she comes in and she goes, yeah, well, I'm, talk to she has cancer and things too. And like, we're not doing treatment anymore. We're going to explore hospice. And you're like,
sweet.
Okay. Hope that goes well for you.
Yeah. Molly messages me. She's like, a patient just told me she's going to go to the house. It's like, what do you say to that? And I was like, hopefully you go through it painlessly.
Yeah. Like, hope the death is painless and easy. And quick.
Yeah. Like what do you say? Like, sorry.
Yeah. I think I ended up saying something like, I kept talking to her. Okay, cool. Like how you been feeling, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I think kind of the end everything out. I was just like, I know this is, a hard time for you. Like, we're always here for you if you need anything. Cause really like when patients are in hospice, it's not that we like the specialties don't see them anymore per se, but like we really don't need to.
Yeah.
Like hospice should take care of it, should be able to manage the things. Because like, it really doesn't matter what meds you're on as long as you're feeling well, you know, like, because if it's hurting you a lot, like, you don't want to do that. It's not like you're trying to, you know, progress the death, but like for us in our standpoint, it's giving them a lot of like diuretics, which are water pills to pull off water off of their system. And so like that can affect your kidneys. Well, if I stress your kidneys a little bit more, but you feel good, it kind of like doesn't matter at this point because like, you know, like, so like, yeah, you're still like being mindful of it, but like, I might push them a little bit more if they're saying, well, actually my quality of life feels really good right now. Yeah. You know, like I don't know that. So it's like a hard balance because you're like, how much do you do? How much don't you do? And obviously we're not doing any like aggressive treatments anymore because that's what hospice is. It's not like we're going to treat a heart attack or anything. We're just going to keep you comfortable. So it's just hard. And so I'm like, okay, well, if you need us, come on back. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. If you need us, come on back.
Yeah.
That means you haven't died yet. You still need our care.
Well, and this one was a little bit different too because the reason she has her heart issues is because of her cancer treatment, and she's no longer going to do cancer treatments. So like we have her on supportive medications for her heart and she'll stay on those. But like, then she's like, do I have to stay on all these? And it's like, well, if you don't want to take your meds, you don't have to at this point either. You know, so it's like, it's a lot of decision.
Die of heart failure.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah. Like, so
That's
it's
wild.
just,
that's
wild. It's a lot, but anywho, that's work.
Yeah. I don't got stories like that, fortunately.
Yeah.
Hospice. Okay. You want me to take your tooth out? You're not going to need it after this life. Oh my
God. Can I take that gold one out too?
Yeah, seriously. I'm going to cash this in. Gold is high right now. Oh my
God.
Oh man. Well, do your mentals, do your physicals, do your emotionals, financials, everything. Spirituals with your loved ones and kind of see where you guys are at and where you can help each other. As we seem to be doing okay. So, yay to us. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper. This segment was brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
So, should we delve into your half marathon?
Yeah, let's do a recap.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of what I need is to just talk it through.
Do we want to like talk about like the week leading up and what happened that week and what like?
Yeah. Like what? Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah. It feels like forever ago already. So I guess to kind of, just get you guys up to date with everything. So about 2 months ago, I signed up for the half marathon.
Yep.
Just on the whim because I got an email about like a race and like, hey, you should run this race. I'm like, okay, half marathon, let's do this. I haven't done it before. So that was 2 months ago. And then just 3 weeks before the race, I actually literally started like running. So we bought Molly a bike. Obviously, we talked about this at the last episode. Mm-hmm. So we were kind of like running and biking at the same time. Started training. And then the week before the race, Conrad gets sick. We don't know with what, some sort of virus. He came down with a fever on like Sunday.
Sunday he woke up from his nap.
Sunday the week before, mind you.
Mm-hmm. And woke up, he was crabby, like, kind of clingy, felt a little warm. I don't know if he had a fever that day, but definitely was like leading towards it.
By the afternoon, he had a fever. It was like 104 or 101 or something. Yeah. So then that whole week, so he was sick.
Yeah, it was
Molly
rough.
had to take off on Monday to stay home with him. Tuesday, I woke up and I started I had like the chills, a slight fever, a cough, and I was like, you gotta be effing me right now. This was Tuesday before the race, so 5 days before. And so I stayed home from work. So me and Conrad are kind of just like chilling it out, being sick together. And then Wednesday, I think
Thursday.
You took off. Thursday you took off.
Friday morning I took off.
Friday morning you took off, and then Friday. So Molly was kind of like, what were you? Would you say you were sick?
Yeah,
you were sick too. Yeah, with this, whatever he had,
stuffy nose. I don't think either of us technically ever had a fever, but I definitely was achy. Like I was gonna get a fever. Yeah, like I was like, that body ache. I was like, oh my God, this is like the worst.
Yeah. It was a different kind of sickness though, because it wasn't too much coughing on my end. It wasn't too much like chest stuff. It was all up here.
Yep. And I think that was for Conrad too, because he had a little bit of a cough, but I think it was more like post-nasal drip when he did cough, because it wasn't a continuous cough.
Yeah.
And his nose was drippy. And he just looked so
miserable.
And
just like whenever he would cough, he'd just like in your face. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get whatever you just got, Bubba's. Yeah. So both of us were sick that whole week before. So then like about Thursday, I was like, okay, like if I don't kick this like sickness by Saturday, I might just call it. I might just not do this race, because it would really put myself and my body in a position I don't want it to be. And so Friday, I think I started feeling a little bit better. I was still like really congested and like body aches. And then Saturday, we didn't really do much Saturday. And then Saturday afternoon, I was like, hey, let me just go do like a quick 1 miler, just to kind of flush out the legs a little bit. So
and
I just ran around.
You wanted to make sure you could like breathe. You were like so like congested.
So congested. I was breathing through my mouth. And so I ran around the neighborhood and I was like, okay, just take it easy. I looked down at my watch. I'm running like a 8:35 mile. And I'm like, okay, take it down a little bit. But I was like, you know what? If I'm already running this and I'm doing okay, I'm just going to run.
Yeah.
So I ran, and then coming around the corner, my left calf just started just kind of just like twitching a little bit. I'm like, that's not good. I didn't stretch, mind you. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go on a quick run. And then I think I was just pounding everything that week. Fluid, zinc, vitamin C, iron, like everything. Cold medicine. I had an antibiotic too. I was on Augmentin like the whole week. And then I was like, I think I'm going to do it. So then Saturday afternoon, I just like got all my gear put together. Oh, we did go to the expo. Saturday, we did go pick up my packet at the expo. So I had in my mind I was going to race, and I was like feeling okay with it. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I think I feel good enough. And then Saturday morning came, and I just had like just nervous, like just I couldn't really sleep well that night. And I woke up at like 4:00 in the morning on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And then, it was race day. So so the whole week before, no training, sick, like with a virus. Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It was a little like just dicey.
Yeah. I really it was almost to the point where it was like 75% chance of me just like calling it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think you were going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was like good for you to do it either.
Yeah.
In the middle of the week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I was almost like teeter-tottering like disappointment, because I was like, oh, I've been training for this. I think I can do this.
For 2 weeks.
Wait, for 3 weeks.
Oh, sorry.
3 weeks. And 2 weeks. But we did it. You did it. Yeah.
So what was your thoughts? Take us through like the morning of?
Well, I kind of set out everything the night before. So I put like my race pack. I had like, I think a trail mix, some Sour Patch Kids. I think I had a fruit snack.
Yeah.
I had like my different beverages. So I ate like 3 slices of bread the morning of. I woke up at 4:00, ate something, got dressed, and that morning I felt good. I was stretching a little bit, but some of my training in the past for Spartans, you don't want to stretch too much because you want that springiness in your tendons. And so if you overstretch, you relax those tendons and you don't have that springiness. So I just did like maybe some quick little jogs around the convention center in downtown Milwaukee where the start line was. And then just like kind of just warmed up my body. But we parked at the Summerfest grounds, and then we took the bus to the convention center. And I'm looking around, and like there's people of all sizes, all different kinds of like fitness, you know. So I was like, I think I can do this. Like I wasn't judging, you know. Like I'll be honest, I saw a bigger person, like in her race gear, and I was like, I think I can run it faster than her. Not to be cocky, but I was like, I'm going to be fine, you know? And I had a goal in mind. I was going to run it in my absolute like longest time was going to be 2.5 hours. That was the longest. I was like, anything under 2.5, I'm going to be okay with. But I also had a goal of being like 2:15 and under. And so, yeah, that was like my mindset going into it. And then I had to take a shit so bad. Like once I got to the convention center, and there was like a line inside the convention center to the indoor bathrooms. Went outside to go put my bag because they had a bag check. And there was like all a row of porta potties. So I'm like, I'm just going to take a shit now. I have to take a shit right now. So I'm not shitting my pants on this race. So I plopped down and I took a nice poop before the race. Like 30 minutes before the race, I pooped. And I was like, oh, I feel good.
Oh my God.
It was almost like that boost. Like I just needed to expel the body of evilness. And then I was just like ready to go.
You lost probably about a pound.
Probably. It was a pretty healthy poop too.
Oh my God.
Because I hadn't pooped all week. Well, I did, but it wasn't all good. So, but yeah, so then race time was at 7:10, I think. And Molly could like track me on the app.
Yeah, which was cool. The
lakefront app, which is kind of cool. And so I stood with the 11-minute mile pacer. I was knowing that I was kind of training at that 9:30 maybe pace, but I was like, it's easier for me and probably good for my morale and boost my morale to like pass people along the way as opposed to starting off fast and then having people pass me, you know? So I started with the 11-minute mile pacer and we ran down Wisconsin Avenue. And I remember at every single mile mark, because they had like those little signs, mile 1, mile 2, mile 3. Every single mile marker, I would look down my watch and I was like at the pace I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I was running at like the 9:45 pace, which was kind of comfortable for me. And it was perfect. Like, you know how we drove the course the day before?
Yeah.
And right by the Milwaukee Art Museum, it kind of has that slow incline. Like, didn't feel it at all. That was like good. End of mile 1.
Okay.
Didn't feel it. I was like, oh, I feel good. And then everything else after that was kind of flat. You know, Prospect was kind of slightly downhill. It was great. Weather was great. It was like not too hot yet.
Like a little chill.
Like in the air.
For the morning.
Yeah, but I was already sweating.
Yeah.
Like mile 2, I'm just like freaking drenched. Like my shirt, I could tell, was like sticking to my back.
Ew.
And I was like, why am I sweating so much? And I think now looking back at everything, I was like, I am sweating way too much for what I'm doing. So that was kind of maybe like a little warning sign.
Well, I wonder if it was helping you, like, it almost like helped you expel the virus because you sweated it out a little bit.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. I wouldn't deny that.
Yeah.
But
that's why your body gives you a fever.
Yeah.
It's because it's like
it's trying to burn off
the antibodies and then burning off this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mile 6. No, the turnaround. You know that side street that we never drove through? It was the stupidest freaking turnaround ever.
Really?
Yeah, because you ran down this street that had a tree-lined median in like Upper East Side, and you ran down and then just literally made a U-turn. But what was stupid about it was that it was like a mind game. Because when you came to right before you made a left turn to go do this side street, you saw everybody else in front of you. So it was like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people ahead of me that I need to like catch up. So in my mind, it was like a mind game because you're like, I could literally just run straight and cut this
all of them off,
like quarter mile out of the freaking like track or the route. So that was a mind game, I think, in my opinion.
That's funny.
Yeah, but then we came down the hill towards the lake.
Yeah,
that was fun because it was just like I was just letting my legs cruise down, and that was probably right at the 6 mile mark once we got down to the bottom of Bradford Beach. That was nice because I think that was when you texted me and said we're here. And so Molly and Conrad met up with me at mile 8, I believe.
Yep, roughly.
But she had texted me that they were on their way. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I get to see like my family. But then mile 6, there was a water station. They had goo, like this sugary goo thing, Gatorade, and then they had bathrooms.
Oh.
And a bunch of people took breaks.
Wow.
Like there was a line to use the bathroom. And I was like, if I'm going to have to pee, I'm just going to pee my pants.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to stop.
I honestly, I don't know that I would pee my pants, but I wouldn't stop unless I was like gonna pee my pants.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
Or poop myself.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
You know?
Yeah. Pooping, absolutely.
Yes.
But peeing, I was like, I would have been fine just peeing my pants if I needed to pee. But mile 6 or the 10K mark, they had this whole water station, and I grabbed one of these goos, like I don't know what the frick that was. And the way you're supposed to do that goo is that you're supposed to drink water with it, because if you don't, it'll zap all your energy out. You're supposed to like almost funnel the goo with water into your bloodstream instead of just eating the goo, because it'll just jack your stomach up because there's so much sugar. So anyways, did not do that because I was like, I don't need water. So I took the goo and I just went like this and ate it all out of the packet, and then just took a sip of Gatorade and then like started running again. And I was like, that wasn't a good idea. So that's why then at like mile 7, I think I texted Molly on my watch. I was like, water, get me water. And then so, yeah, mile 8 was right before the home bridge.
Yep.
Which, if you guys don't know, the home bridge is a huge freaking bridge that crosses from downtown Milwaukee into Bayview. Like a good mile across, if not more. And then this incline. I think that incline may have been maybe like I want to say like maybe 25 to 30% incline.
Yeah, and it has to be like a mile and a half, because if that was mile 8 when you saw me,
it was 10 across. You had to turn around, and then it was 10. So yeah, it had been more than a mile and a half. Almost 2 miles maybe.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
Because I think it was a mile off of once you got like off of the Hone Bridge, it was like a mile left.
Yes.
Ish.
Yeah, ish. Yeah. Yeah. It was, that incline was bad.
Yeah.
So I saw Molly and Conrad, took a swig of water, gave Molly a kiss, and I think I just touched Conrad.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah.
You might have
had
kissed
this
him,
cute little sign.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I like that. Like, thanks for the motivation, because the next 5 miles was going to be freaking hell running up and down the Hone Bridge. And so get on the Hone Bridge, and I'm running up this thing. Jogging by this point. Halfway up, my left calf started freaking cramping, almost to the point where like every time I would push off of it, the muscle would just go weak, push off my toe, weak, just like pull up. And I was like, oh my gosh, like of all times you want to seize up is mile 8.5. Like, come on. So then I knew that there was a camera guy at the top of the Hone, because there was a couple people that I saw like in front of me who were like raising their hands like this to like make pose for the photo, you know? So I was like, I just have to look okay for the photo, and then we'll see what happens on the other side. Crested the Hone Bridge. It was actually pretty, you know, because you could see downtown Milwaukee to your right, and then Lake Michigan on your left, and you're so high up.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. And then crested over that, and then everything just started breaking down. Calves. My left calf was seizing, then my right calf was seizing because I was putting more pressure on that one. And it got to the point where I had to literally walk a few hundred feet and then like try to run, and then the calf would seize up again. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like kind of getting a little like discouraged a little bit. And then
I think you had texted me like,
I texted you, and I think I said like my legs are done.
Yeah.
Like I think they're shot.
Yeah.
And that was like mile 9.
Yeah.
By that time, it was like mile 9. And I was like, I still got 4 more miles of this stuff. And I was starting to get really like upset at my body, because my mind was telling me like, go, push. And Molly was like motivating me on my text. It's like, You got this, babe. Like, keep pushing. Could you watch like my dot on the map? Or no?
At that point, it wasn't as accurate, or it wasn't like
registering.
Yes.
It probably wasn't registering because I was walking.
So slow.
I was so slow.
No. I think it actually was okay. I think it got kind of screwy once you hit the 10-mile mark because you hit that like the next like checkpoint.
Yeah.
And so then it like tells you your pace.
Yeah.
And stuff. And then I think it was coming back down where it was a little like wonky.
A little splotchy.
Yeah, because like once you hit the end of the home bridge on the way back, it like almost calculated you as like being
finished.
home, and I was like, I think I missed him.
You know why I think is because it's on GPS and the finish line and it's so close to each other. Even though you still had to run like this extra like tenth of a mile. Yeah. What was crazy was that when I turned around at the end of the Hone Bridge on the Bayview side, there was a sign that's like half marathon runners, like turn left, full marathon, keep running. And I was like, can you freaking imagine being at this point in a race? And at that time, I think it might have been like what? Close to 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Was it 9 o'clock?
Probably.
Or a little before 9?
Probably a little bit before, but about 9.
About 9.
Yep.
And you're
only
10 miles. You're not even
half. Oh my God.
Yeah. Not even halfway through. And that was 2 hours, almost 2 hours into the race already. That sucks.
The only nice thing about it is that you didn't have to turn around and do the Hone Bridge immediately again.
Yeah. It was pretty flat for those guys.
For a while.
For the marathon for a while. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah.
You know.
But like, can you imagine mile, I don't know, what would that be?
No, because I can't even imagine getting to mile 10 and being like, oh, I have 3 more miles of this.
You'd be surprised, actually. I think what really got me through the race was adrenaline and you guys and your support for sure.
Right.
But yeah, when I turned around and then hit the 10K.
No, I probably would feel pretty good at 10 mile.
10 mile.
I'd probably feel good at that too because like you're almost done. But at the same time, I'm like, I got 3 more miles of this and I have to run back up this damn. Like I would just be like, I don't.
It was pretty hard. Well, turning around and then hit the water station and everything was just cramping up. It got to the point where my quads were cramping up. I've never felt my quads ever cramp up. That's the worst feeling in the world because I was like Frankenstein like this. Like this would seize up and my calf would seize up. So my toes were like this. And I was like, oh, and I was just like limping like this. Like, and I was like, I'm looking up the Home Bridge. I was like, I have to get over this thing. And then I'm home free.
Yes.
I'm trying to like run up the Home Bridge. I'm like, and I like would have to get off to the side. What was the most depressing moment in the race? Like, no joke. I started bawling after this moment happened. I was halfway up the Mahone Bridge coming back. And the 9:45 pacer was passing me. I was way ahead of the 9:45 pacer the whole race. And then the 9:45 pacer passed me. And I'm like, no.
Come back.
It's like, please slow down. And I was like, oh, like, it was like my dreams were gone. Like, I really couldn't push. I was really pushing so hard to the point where I'm like, if I keep pushing, both my legs are not gonna like relax and I'm gonna get stuck in this like Frankenstein position. I'm gonna have to like call the medic.
They would have carried you off.
Yeah, seriously, they would have freaking put me on a stretcher.
Yeah.
But when the 9:45 pacer passed, I started like crying. And then I got a text from you that said, "You're almost there, babe.
I think I knew
Keep
that.
pushing."
So maybe I did see your dot because like I knew you were like
on my way back.
On your way back or something. Yeah.
And so I got those at the same time.
Aww.
And then I was just like, oh my gosh, like I've disappointed myself. I've disappointed my family. Like this is not the worst.
I think I already deleted the app. But I think at that point, like I knew you hit the 10-mile mark and I knew you were in pain or like struggling because your pace time like
kept getting longer.
I think you were like
I think I was like a
minute longer than what you had been doing.
I think each time stamp, the 10K, the 10 mile.
Yeah.
was like a minute and 30 seconds longer each time.
Yeah, something like
so
that.
It was,
I think that's
so
why
bad.
I was like, okay, come on, you're 10
almost
miles,
there. Yeah.
You're almost there.
And then on top of that, a song came on my freaking Spotify, and it was like something about like running and going to Mars, and like you can do this, like put your mind to it. And I was like, my mind's
trying.
in it, but my body's not. Like, I'm struggling so hard. So then when I crested over the top of the Hone and I'm like trying to glide down,
right,
still like quads and calves, just like I had to literally walk.
Yeah.
The last mile and a half, I probably walked 90% of it.
That's okay.
So, but what made me appreciate what my body could do was that at mile 13, no joke, right before the end of the Hone Bridge, there was somebody being taken away in the medic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she had dehydration or just like body just shut down, but I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like they got to do, did not finish.
Right.
Took her to the finish line, but she's got a DNF.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, just push. So then when I come down the Hone Bridge, there's like a line of people like on the side, the sidelines of the fences, and like, you got it. And I'm just like,
I don't think I do.
I brought my sunglasses down because I was like, they're not gonna see me freaking crying right now. I was just like wincing in pain, just trying to walk. I remember seeing a lady and her husband, I think, and they're like, come on, you got it. And then I was running, and then I like stopped to like walk, and like, you got it. It's like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is freaking embarrassing.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I literally just stopped like 10 feet before them and then just like started walking. I'm like, oh, and I'm like freaking limping. I can't walk. I literally could not walk as much as I wanted to.
Oh my God.
Like calves were just done. And then I see the finish line. And I look back, and in some of the photos, there's an older gentleman who's wearing all black, and I was like, please, just let me cross the line before this guy, please, because I've seen everybody like 9:45 passed, 10-minute mile pacer pass, 11-minute mile pacer pass. I was like, come on, just let me get one win. So I looked back, and then there was like this older gentleman with like all black clothes, and I was like, please, just carry me through this finish line and let me finish before this older guy.
Old guy.
Oh, then I saw Molly and she's like videotaping me, and I'm like, no.
I really thought I missed you, and so I didn't know what to do. I was like trying to figure out where to go, and like me and Conrad were right at the thing, like waiting for you.
Yeah.
And then I thought I missed you, and he was getting antsy because he wanted to walk around and run and stuff too. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So I crossed the finish line, and then they gave me my medal, and I was like, okay, like it was anticlimactic. Like I finished it, but I was like, oh, did I really finish it?
He just kept saying that he was like so disappointed in himself, and I was like, I'm literally gonna like smack you in the face.
Yeah, she had to kind of bring me down too.
Like you finished, and he finished like better than you wanted to, or like your goal.
Yeah,
you finished at 9:20 or 9:30, which I think was
2:20.
Yeah, so like
2:22.
Your ultimate goal is 2:30, and for really not training, and then for being sick all the week before.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You know? And like he was like, I'm just disappointed, and I was like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
I was like, you finished.
Yeah.
Like,
and I realized that like in the days that followed, I realized that it's a pretty big feat to run a half marathon.
Yeah.
With the kind of training the lack of training and the conditions I was running in with being sick the week before, I have to give myself some credit, but I am also my biggest critic because I know I could have done so much better.
Well, and you can, and I agree, but like for the conditions and not training, I mean, that's like pretty great.
Yeah. I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
So I think you kind of touched on it, but like when you reached 13 miles, what was running through your head? Because then you only have 0.2, right?
0.1.
0.1.
Yeah. That was at the end of the Hone Bridge. I think all I was thinking about was you and Conrad. I was like, if there's anything that's gonna carry me through the finish line, it's gonna be my wife and Conrad. So I literally thought about you and Conrad. Whenever I would walk, I thought about Conrad not being able to walk.
Oh my
like
gosh,
when he was walking, like learning how to walk. I was like, okay, there's so many other people out there who take walking for granted, and the people who can't walk, like they can't do this.
Yeah.
So even if I am walking, at least I'm walking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like thinking about that every time I was going in and out of like running and walking, and I was just thinking, I was like, okay, there's other people who can't walk. Like Conrad can't walk. I mean, he knows how to do that, but it's like, like there's people who can't walk. Take this advantage and just walk. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, he's like pushing out right now.
Is he?
Yeah, it's like hard right here.
Griffin's like, I want to walk, Dad. I can walk.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to know like what part of his body is like
his bum.
No, I think this is like an arm or like a
leg.
A leg. Because it's like just a sharp little like thing right here. Like, that's dude, go back. That hurts, mommy.
That's nuts. Yeah, at 13 miles, I was like, okay, you're done. Like, you're here. Just finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize crossing the finish line was so anticlimactic for you.
Yeah, it was anticlimactic.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. But I think when I look back at it now, I'm trying to appreciate what my body was able to do.
Absolutely.
And not diminish what I accomplished.
Yeah.
Though it's hard because I could have done better, it definitely is a feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you learn?
I learned that if without proper training, you're going to fail. Or I guess not perform as well as you want to. So I think that's what I learned, training. I need to dial in my nutrition.
That, and I think also like you could cramp up whether you trained or not, but I think you have a less likelihood to cramp up if your body's ready for it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. I think also being sick didn't help me because my body was just at almost like it's very low, like performance.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think I learned proper training is going to help me next time.
Yes. Proper
nutrition, trying to stay healthy and not get sick. I think those things. I also learned too, it's mind over matter.
Oh yeah.
Because there were moments during the race when I was just like, I was in a haze. My body was an autopilot. Like I was just running, I was listening to music, I wasn't paying attention to people passing me, I wasn't paying attention to the people on the side, cheering us on. I was just in this zone.
Yeah.
And it was it was probably the 5K mark, the 3 mile, when I hit that runner's high because nothing hurt. Like surprisingly, up until mile 8, nothing hurt. My breathing wasn't labored.
Yeah.
My legs were strong. I didn't feel at all fatigued.
Yeah.
Until mile 8. But with Adria, she said, if you can run 10 miles, you can run a half marathon. Yeah. Because the last 3 miles is just nothing really. So I hit mile 10 on our run. I was like, I got this. Our training run. I was like, I got this. Like, this is fine. Hit mile 8 and that was a wall.
Yeah.
Because I think that was when the Hone Bridge played a mental game on me. And then 2, I don't think I was properly hydrated.
Yeah.
Like that day. I should have drank. I remember I had my 2 drinks and I left one of them. I think that's where I messed up a little bit. Should have drank those salts because that might have been helping with my muscles. Right. Yeah. So yeah, next time, proper training, proper nutrition, try to stay healthy.
Wait, the next time?
Yeah, there's a next time. I'm doing it again. Yeah, I have to.
I thought this was a one and done thing.
No, I think I have to at least do it one more time just to beat my time in the ideal condition. So hopefully next year, I'm going to do the same thing again next year, guys. I'm going to do the same race. Who knows if it's going to be the same course. If they keep it the same course, I'm going to train incline.
Yes.
Because the Home Bridge is a beast.
Yes.
But I really want to get close to that 2-hour mark next year.
So you can do it because I'm pretty sure your first split, which I think was
9:30, I think.
I thought it was under that. I thought it was like 9:20 or 9:15 or something. Like you were doing great. Yeah. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, next year is gonna be better. If I can do it next year and get my goal, I may consider just like ending it there. But I also like a good challenge, and so, but I guess if we're gonna talk about it, yes, I did sign up for next year's half marathon, Lakefront, Milwaukee Lakefront half marathon. I was thinking that I would probably do this on a yearly basis.
Yeah, you were.
But then we started lifting heavy this week, and I'm like, I like lifting heavy. And then when you're running, you can't move a thick body for 13 miles efficiently.
Right.
Like, you can, but it's not gonna feel good unless you're like a super elite athlete. That's why these freaking marathon runners look like sticks.
Yeah.
Because they don't need muscle mass, nor do they want muscle mass. I was moving 173 pounds over 13 miles. And you look at some of my race photos, I'm like, I think I said, babe, I kind of look a little thick, but like not in a good way. Like my belly was like freaking thick.
I still think that was all the carbs you ate that week.
It could have been, yeah, definitely carb loading that whole week.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, no, because like when this week, like we're trying to hit back squats and deadlifts and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I like a thicker body. I was the slim guy, like growing up, and I was pretty slim when I first met you.
Yeah, you were strong, but you were slimmer.
Slim. Like, and I just like, no, I like being a little bit thicker, like filling out shirts a little bit more. So if I did do this on a yearly basis, come like July, I would really have to cut back a lot. And I'd probably lose a lot of like muscle mass to get to a more efficient like body type to run. No, that's not to say you can't run a half marathon at
I think for your goals.
For my goals, my personal goals, I want to be like thick. I want to have
but I'm saying your goals for the half marathon. Like, you could run a half marathon and still train lifting heavy weights, but if you want to run your half marathon at a 9-minute pace,
it'd have to be a lot smaller.
Yes.
Well, not a lot smaller.
Not a lot smaller, but you'd have to focus on running.
Yeah.
And not lifting, is then going to decrease your... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just going to be another one and just kind of see if I can get my goal, and then I'm going to say I did. Then I can say I ran a marathon because I ran 2 halves.
Yeah. So then I'm going to get you one of those stickers for your car.
26.2, baby.
No, I'm going to get you 13.1 plus 13.1, which equals 26. I'm going to literally get you the whole thing.
Make that on your Cricut.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's what I was just thinking I should have got you as one of those magnets and like slapped it on your car.
Oh my gosh. Those people who put those stickers on their cars are so freaking obnoxious. Like absolutely
I
obnoxious.
always wanted one of those.
Did you really?
Yeah, now
I thought it was obnoxious. Well, you can.
No.
If you run.
Nah.
Well, Molly does have goals though. Tell them your goals for next year, babe.
I'm going to run a 5K.
No, multiple 5Ks.
I don't want anyone knowing except you.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
She's going to run a few 5Ks, maybe a couple 10Ks in there.
Okay, I might run 2 5Ks and then potentially do a 10K. 10K.
No, I think you got 10K. It, babe. I already got the races. And here's the other thing. We're going to mix it up a little bit because road races are way different than trail races. Yeah. Trail races are so much more fun. So we're going to try to do both next year.
I think I'd like the trail races.
I think you would. They have a lot of them. So we're going to enjoy it. Yeah. Grandma duties.
I was going to say, who's watching our kids?
Grandma's watching. But yeah, that was half marathon. Yes, I'm going to do it again. Yes, I learned my lesson. Yes, I had fun doing it. I would encourage anybody to, if you wanted to push yourself mentally, fitness wise, running and spending like a couple hours running a half marathon is going to really test your mind and your mental state as far as pushing your body. I literally pushed my mental to the max.
Yes, you did.
And my body just wasn't keeping up.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate.
It was.
But it is what it is. You live and you learn. I'm glad I did it. My body feels good.
Who are you going to train with next year?
I don't know. I need to find somebody crazy enough to run it with me.
No, I mean, who helped you train?
Oh, Adria. She's part of... I got to get this right because I always F it up. If you're looking for a running coach, you look up. Her name is Adria of Swift Strides Running. She's awesome. She actually trains high school track athletes, and a lot of her athletes have won gold in their track meets this year. So cross country, I mean. So look her up on Instagram, Swift Strides Running here in Milwaukee, Waukesha, wherever you want to train. She does do like virtual too. But she set me up with a plan and I followed it, and she actually kind of helped me kind of tweak that plan because
wait, you followed it?
I followed it for a little bit,
did not
but then I did
it.
say, hey, I got 3 weeks to train. What do I need to do? And so she told me what I needed to do. Sent me articles on nutrition and what to expect, and I followed it to a T, and I think it definitely helped me, especially if you don't have any background with running. Reach out to her because she'll kind of get you in that kind of space mindset. She can do couch to 5Ks too. I think that she specializes in anything and everything. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna train with her next year for the half marathon. I'm anticipating it's probably only going to be like a 3-month training process. So August,
July.
September, July, August, September. Yeah. Dang it, July.
Why?
I don't know. Just wanted to be thick boy summer, you know? Thick boy summer. Not gonna be thick boy summer. That's what I gotta put on the thickness now.
Oh my god.
But anyways, yeah. So that was the half marathon.
You did it.
I did it.
I'm proud of you.
I got the photos.
Yeah.
I got the medal.
Yeah.
Oh, and then afterwards we did a little ice bath.
You did.
in upstairs in the bathroom. That felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that helped you.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that was half marathon recap.
Proud of you, babe.
We're gonna do these recaps on your end next year when you start doing these races too. You're gonna feel. I just want you to feel the adrenaline rush with crossing the line. You did it once.
I've never had the runner's high. If I get the runner's high, I will be happy.
If
I don't, I'm going to hate every
You have to
of
run longer than 3 miles to hit the runner's high.
I don't think so.
The runner's high literally hits me every time at 5K. 3 miles, I hit it. The first mile sucks. Second, you start to like, okay, I'm doing this. Third mile, like, oh, I'm almost to the end, like a 5K. Then bam, 5K mark, and anything else after that, I just hit this. This feels good. Just gotta keep running.
Yeah, never had that. I have done a 10K before. Didn't get it.
I think with the right people, you might feel it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
report back.
We'll follow up with that.
In a year.
We'll report back in a year.
Well,
no, 6 months.
But
6 months. Yeah, babe.
I'm gonna run a 10K 4 months after giving birth.
8 months.
Okay, thank you.
We're gonna be looking at one in April.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is today's episode. Glad you guys listened and indulged. Endured my 13.1 talk over the last 13.1 hours.
Oh my god.
No, just kidding.
We should have done this episode in 13.1 minutes.
Oh, that's quick. Not like my running.
Maybe people should replay it at 4 times the speed. And
yeah, right. Yeah, no, I should have done this in 2 hours and 22 minutes, which is about the length of how long it took me to run. Yeah, that's slow.
That would have been a really long podcast.
It's like a 13-minute mile.
That
average.
was not.
Was it? I don't know. Anyways.
It was 11 or something.
Was 11?
I think so.
Okay, not terrible.
Oh my god.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. We got a couple episodes coming out soon for you. We're gonna recap Door County, and we're gonna talk about this new game that we got. It's gonna be Answer the Questions Part 3. We need to come up with a series. I know that should be a series. I think it should be
Question Card Game.
Question Card Game Part 3.
Question Card Game Part 3. Say that 3 times fast.
Question Card Game Part 3.
What was that?
Question Card Game Part 3. Party. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. My name is Jay.
Oh, yeah, and I'm Molly. Sorry we didn't introduce ourselves.
I know, right? Like the people don't already know who we are.
I know, right?
This is the Unscripted Conversations podcast. Thank you for listening. Smash that like button and subscribe to our podcast as usual. And yeah, we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, harmonize with me real quick. Okay, ready? And I will take you in my arms and hold you right where you belong.
Till the day my night is through.
You don't know the
lyrics?
I wonder how good this sounds like with the singing. It is a good mic.
It is a good mic. I didn't know what song you were going into, so like I couldn't have like prepared.
Oh, prepare.
Well enough. Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, because you sing the melody.
Yeah.
Okay, you sing the melody of a song, and I'm gonna come in with the harmony.
I don't know what song. I can't. This is too hard for me on like the spot. I get all nervous.